Hello, my name is Sean. I'm going to be
Eric.
your helper today. Just a few things about myself before we get started. I've been in the field for 4 years now. I got my CADC at the College of DuPage in Glen Ellen. I've been working here since. I also did my internship here. I look forward to trying to help you find a solution today. One thing you should know, that everything we discuss is completely confidential. I'm not going to tell anybody. I want you to feel completely free to share whatever's on your heart with me today. Only thing that I would have to share is if you mentioned harming yourself or someone else, then I have a duty to warn. Other than that, though, it's between me and you, okay? What was your name?
Eric.
Eric? Okay. Could you share a little bit with me about why you're here today?
All right. Well, basically, I'm about 21 years old now.
Okay.
I picked up a relatively rapid drinking problem.
Okay.
Not to say that my family past is the blame for that, because I actually am at the point where I'm ready to accept that I do have a problem, and that it's my fault. That's why I came to the house, or else I would not be here.
Okay.
My dad had a drinking problem, and I guess really they say that you have to hit the bottom until you learn, and I'm not, and I feel like I'm not brave enough to hit the bottom, that I want to get help before I do hit bottom, and I'm not able to work my way back up.
Okay. All right. Well, there's an old saying that everybody's bottom is different. Elevators stop at different floors. Some people get off at different floors. From what I'm understanding, from what you're saying, as far as a bottom, you are maybe picturing like homeless, living under a bridge as a bottom.
Basically, more like an addiction. I don't know if you've heard that in alcohol, but basically just doing whatever it takes. Like not even having money to feed myself, but as long as I get the alcohol that I need. Like that. I've never been in that situation, but I've heard stories, and it's just something where I never want to be. And I love to drink, but I would not love to live that kind of lifestyle.
Okay. So what is it that makes you think your drinking is problematic enough to bring you to therapy?
Well, I mean, it's basically the same as I've heard for a lot of people. It's only a few beers. It's only a few beers. But a few beers escalates to a few more beers, and escalates to sometimes I'll be driving, which escalates to the problem where you're on the road and paranoid about your driving, and it just all builds up. And my wife has told me that she didn't say anything at first because honestly she didn't notice it either, but now it's growing, and money's going a little bit more tighter on the alcohol, because that's definitely an issue. At first it was just I love the taste and I just wanted to drink because I love the taste. But alcohol is alcohol. It's not just about the taste. It's more about what it affects your body.
Okay, I understand. So you've noticed that you're spending a little more than you would like to on it, and your spouse has mentioned to you that it's becoming a problem.
That's correct.
Okay. Approximately what are you drinking?
6 to 12 pack every 2 days.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not going to deem you an alcoholic. That's not exactly my job here. You've come to me with the problem that you feel like you have an excessive drinking problem. And I'm not going to tell you that you just have to quit drinking. Hopefully I can provide you with a few tools in your toolbox, if you will, to help you identify and recognize whenever things are starting to become overboard. Or I can also suggest, if you did feel it necessary to completely become abstinent, and abstinent being no drinking at all. Do you feel like you want to cut back on your drinking, or do you feel like you want to quit drinking?
Right now, I would want to. That's a tough question.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure with an answer. If I'd be lying to you if I told you exactly. I do enjoy drinking. But I mean, I would like to be able to tame myself to 1 or 2 beers after a long day of work. You know, just something like that, not just going out and drinking until I pass out. If that makes sense.
Let me ask you one question. You said your father was an alcoholic?
Yes, he was. He was not. I label him as an alcoholic.
Okay.
I may not be too, but he definitely came out to learn to not drink anymore.
Okay.
He currently he drinks, but he is very, very smart about his drinking, and he only does it at the right time. For instance, holiday parties or when he doesn't need to drive. Just very, very smart about it.
Okay. So I feel like you may be saying that you developed a fear of becoming like your father and becoming an alcoholic, and that you're noticing some problems with your drinking. So could I give you a suggestion for this week until we meet again? Would you be willing to be abstinent for the next 7 days until we meet again? Just 1 week. I'm not asking you to quit for forever. And get you a notepad or a notebook and a pen. And every time that you feel like drinking, if you would, write down for me some of the thoughts and the emotions that you have, and if there's any sense of desperation there. If you feel, for instance, you get off of work, it's been a stressful day at work, and you're feeling a little anxious, and you notice that now you're kind of craving a beer or liquor, whatever your drink of choice is, just get your notepad and write down, feeling stressed and anxious from work, a beer would be great. If you notice that someone, maybe your spouse or the children, are becoming a little overbearing, same example. Write down, becoming overbearing, I'm feeling stressed and anxious, feel like I need a drink. And then when you come back next week, we'll take a look at that, and we'll be able to see a little further in how far things have gotten, because the one thing I can say about alcoholism is it's not exactly the drink that's the problem, it's the person's thinking that's the problem. So that's what we're going to try to take a look at, why you drink, not necessarily the problems from drinking. Do you think you'd be willing to do that?
I will give it my best.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to give you my card and my phone number. Feel free to call me at any point in time if you feel like you're struggling. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Good luck, Eric.
Thank you.
Thank you.